It has been nearly 3 years now since we covered one of the deadliest prison escapes in Texas history. A convicted murderer on the run for more than 3 weeks before he goes on to kill a family of 5 on their ranch.
And tonight, their loved ones are sharing their story with the world for the first time as they work to turn their grief into hope.
Aniele Ruiz joining us now with their story. Aniele.
Well, the Collins family has been through a nightmare of pain, but through that grief, their faith remains strong, not just in God, but in their purpose of helping others and keeping the memory of their loved ones alive.
In a quiet neighborhood in Tomball, 3 bedrooms sit empty, once filled with laughter, love, and life.
Their house is quiet. I never thought, you would miss that, but you do.
Misty and Chris Collins lost their 3 sons, 18-year-old Waylon, 16-year-old Hudson, and 11-year-old Carson. 66-year-old grandfather Mark and 11-year-old cousin Bryce were also killed, all 5 murdered by an escaped convict, Gonzalo Lopez, as he hid at their ranch in Centerville.
Shock is just the only word I know to use at this point. I was just very numb and just in a fog.
Bryce's father calls the loss unimaginable.
Do you still remember whenever you guys got that call?
It was just unreal. Like, you didn't know what to feel. You were numb. You just were like trying to process, like, what did I just hear?
The 5 left behind a powerful legacy. Mark, known for his kindness, Waylon, athletic and driven, Carson, tender-hearted, Hudson, gentle and full of hugs, and Bryce with a heart of gold.
How do you keep moving forward when you lose all your babies? At first, definitely it's our faith. I know in that moment it was devastation, but I know my faith held me together because I know I would see them again.
I believe in my heart that he has used this community to lift us up.
And now that support for the family is showing up in a new way through a 20-year-old on a mission.
Her greatest fear was that her family would be forgotten.
Maddox Felda, one of Waylon's teammates and close friends, was devastated by the tragedy, and he took action.
Thank you for helping push this along. It means a lot to me.
Knocking on doors at the Capitol and sharing Collins' family's story.
I know it means a lot to...
in hopes of something lasting, a permanent memorial to honor the family.
While we're hurting more than we could ever possibly imagine.
Inspired by a message shared at the family's funeral.
Each and every one of them did in fact have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ.
To let more good come from this tragedy than evil.
You could be out partying, out doing other stuff.
I think a lot, like I said earlier, I kind of feel as if it's my duty. Waylon was such a good friend, such a good teammate.
And Maddox is gaining ground. State Representative Tom Oliverson has filed an amendment to the budget to build a memorial for the Collins family.
To have a young man like this who reaches out to my office and says, hey, I want to do something. Can you help me? This is what I want to do. We're honored to be able to help him.
Their hope now is that from this unimaginable tragedy, something beautiful might rise.
I was just kind of blown away and honored, that someone would want to do that.
It brought me to tears. I was in the backyard, talking to them on the phone when they told us, and I was like, wait, what?
Their hope is that through this tragedy, something beautiful can emerge.
How do you turn something so tragic into something positive? Like, what pushes you to do something like that?
I don't want them to be remembered in sadness. I want them to be remembered in hope and comfort.
Determined to turn loss into legacy. From the silence of the once busy bedrooms to a voice echoing in the halls of the Texas Capitol. A story no longer just of loss, but of faith, resilience, and love.
I'm just in awe of their strength. And Maddox, what a remarkable young man out to do a remarkable thing, honoring his friend and the family. So what's the latest with the memorial?
You know, right now it's still in the early stages, but we should know by June 2nd if the budget amends to pay for it and if it moves forward.
Okay, so Anieli, that's not the only way the family is honoring their loved ones, is it?
That's right. They also have a foundation to provide scholarships for children who have experienced loss to help families who are grieving a similar loss. And for all of that information, you can head to our website at khou.com. We'll have all those details.
What a story.
All right. Anieli, thank you so much for sharing their story of loss, love, hope, and healing. Thank you. Yes.
And streaming now, a KHU 11 Plus original, a complete timeline of the Centerville killings, including how the inmate was able to escape in the first place. Download KHU 11 Plus on your TV and watch for free.